All right, I'm back. Check it out though. The reason why I said what I said about like guys acting like women, not all women. Don't take it like I'm a sexist or anything like that. But there was a situation that happened a little while ago with me. Probably about a couple years ago, and I was working for this job or whatever, and me and my homeboy. Well, at the time, I was a supervisor, and the other guy was a supervisor, and we were holding it down for the company. They had let go of one of the managers, so as supervisors, we had to step up. So we were just stepping up for about a good 3 months to try to wait for the next manager that they hired. So we doing our thing, it's hot as hell in the warehouse or whatever, and we never got any pat on the back or nothing like that. Hey, great job, this, that, and other. I mean, we, through all of the companies, we placed second in just about every category. We had never done that with, full staff or whatever, but we was out there hoofing it. We was doing our thing. Shout outs to my man D Moses. But we did our thing. But then next thing you know, they hired a new manager. And this cat right here, I mean, from the first day I saw him, I knew something was wrong with him. And when you get that feeling, or when I get that feeling, nothing can really deter my mind, because I feel like something is really phony about you and something ain't right. And which I was right about it. Because this is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. Or one of them. So he had never set foot in the warehouse as far as doing the production with us. And so he congratulates us and thanks us for what we did. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, you dumbass. Do you know exactly what you done stepped yourself into? Like, you have no idea that you gonna be sweating and you gonna work your ass off. Because you just picked up a job that you probably ain't gonna be able to keep. So, to make a long story short, he sat there and lied to me many times. I knew the dude was a snake. Like I said, the first time I saw him, I knew something was wrong. So I knew he was gonna stab me in my back. My man D Moses knew that this guy was gonna do the same thing. So, this guy would get into some psychological type stuff all the time. He would run his mouth and say some slick, sly stuff, and then I'd get him back. So, not going off the subject, but the best thing for you to do as a person that's working on a job, and you feel like you want to get back at your manager, this, that, and other, like, honestly, do it in a nice way. Don't, F you, this, that, and other. They looking for that. Don't do that. Do it in a nice way. And how you may ask, I explain that in another segment. But back to what I was saying. So, we was closing the plant down and everything. And just, man, we was doing our thing. But then, when they got rid of everybody, and, they were downgrading, it was only like 4 people in the warehouse. It went from like 50 something, 60 something people, 50 to 60 people to like 4 people. And then my last 2 weeks working with the company, the manager was acting like an asshole towards me. I say, hey, what's up? He walk off. So like I told y'all, I knew he was a snake. I knew he was gonna stab me in my back. He was always trying to be my friend. But all in all, I knew he was an asshole. So like, I left things alone, and my last day there, like a couple years ago, he knew 2 weeks ahead of time that I was gonna get fired. I was gonna get laid off because they couldn't find no other reason to fire me because I was always there on time. Anytime I needed time off, I would call off, I would schedule it. I was always doing my work. So the other manager that was over him told me that, hey, we got to cut $2.5 million and this, that, and other. So I'm like, I'm not even making that much, so I don't see how y'all get that. But I'm like, all right. So I hand the man the keys or whatever, because I had a key to one of the doors or whatever, and I was gone. You know what I'm saying? As I walked out, the maintenance man told me that, hey, the other manager, like I just told y'all, the other manager, he had got fired 10 minutes before they fired me. Or laid me off. So I was like, that's what karma gets you, man. When you sit there and try to do something wrong to a person, that's what happens. You get what's coming to you. You get your just desserts. So he was like an asshole towards me. You know what I'm saying? The last 2 weeks. And this is the funny thing about the whole situation. Like, when I was walking to go ahead and leave, I was saying bye to everybody because I had been working there for like 9 years. And I said bye to everybody, this, that, and other, The manager, he waits till I leave. The manager that got fired 10 minutes before I did, he waited until I left to come out and say bye to everybody. Now, I'm going to be honest. He was a bigger dude than I was, as far as size-wise, but he knew I was going to put my foot in his ass. Period. No questions asked. I was just going to put my foot in his ass. Because the way I see it, he could have just hollered at me, hey, man, they going to get rid of you, this, that, and other. I could have went ahead, found me something else, went ahead, got my severance package, deuces. But it didn't work like that. I told the man I knew something was wrong when they were downsizing. We wasn't really doing too much of work, but like I say, man, all y'all people out there that's going through the struggles or whatnot, y'all got laid off and this, that, and other, I feel you. I was out of work for about a month. I felt like a year. That whole month, I'm sitting at home, all this time for 9 years straight. I'm steady working at a job, and then next thing you know, I'm laid off and I'm sitting at home. So I feel you on that right there. So, what I'm saying, just steer clear from people or guys or whoever that wants attention. Just steer clear of them. Just stay focused on what your job is. Politics and all that, leave that bullshit alone. It ain't for you. Unless you in, the White House or Congress or whatever the hell, leave that politics shit alone. It is not going to help you, period. Because if they want to get rid of you, they going to get rid of you, period. So, that's why I am the way I am. That's why I don't joke around with nobody or nothing like that, because all in all, if you disrespect me, or you come at me the wrong way, I'm not going to think twice about putting my foot in your ass. Period. So, that's what it is. You can love it or hate it. You can hate it or love it. It don't matter to me. But that's what it is, and that's what it's going to be. So, I'll let your boy Jay to the S, man. They ain't about up on my 10 minutes. So, I'm going to holler at y'all in a couple more minutes. Holla back.